Hi, it's Howie Jacobson, and I'm going to talk to you about finding the actual search terms that your searchers used to trigger your ads if you are advertising with broad or phrase match keywords. The reason we want to do this, to see them, is that sometimes they're very good, we haven't thought of them, and then we can add them into our own campaigns and ad groups as phrase and exact match terms. So here we're looking at an ad group that I used when I rented my home in Durham when I went on sabbatical in South Africa for a year. So you can see here we have, 8 keywords, and they are all broad match. No quotes, no brackets. You'll notice that there's no conversion data because a conversion was off to some site here, sabbaticalhomes.com, that I did not control. I wasn't too worried about it because I only needed one person to rent the house. Ordinarily, we'd be using conversion data to make these decisions. So here's what you do. Go to See Search Terms and click on All. That's going to give you all of the search terms in the ad group that people typed when they saw your ads. So you can see I just put in those 8 basic ones, but look at these: foreclosures for rent in Durham, houses for rent, detached houses for rent. So there's a bunch of things I can do here to add them as positives and negatives. So the first thing is foreclosures for rent in Durham. Obviously, I don't want that. So let me go through and find all the keywords that I want to add as negatives. So there I can add that one as a negative, and you'll notice here that it adds it a negative as exact match, which is useful. But what if someone types in foreclosures Durham rental? I still want to negate anyone who types in the word foreclosure. So what I'm actually going to do is change that here. And if anyone types in foreclosure, that is going to be a negative for that ad group. Good. So now I don't have to worry about other foreclosure words. Now, suppose I wanted to add the positive keywords. What I would do is come here and sort by cost per conversion. And I would look for keywords. Again, these are all zeros, so you're going to have to play along with me. But imagine that I was willing to pay up to $5 to get someone to take an action, to fill out a lead form. Let's say if I could have counted that. Then I would go and I would find all the cost per conversions that are greater than 0 and less than $5. And I would then, so let's say these here are all fitting that criteria. I can then just add them as keywords right to that group. And I could put in specific bids. I would probably start them at the same. You can change the URLs, and then I could just add those right there. And you'll notice that now if I go back to my keyword list, I've added a bunch more, but I've added them as broad match again. So not exactly what I want to do there, because these keywords have already been triggered by my broad match. So I haven't really gained anything by doing that. So we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to get a little bit more fancy here. So we're going to download. So let's download the entire report. So I'll call it the Durham House Search Report. Excel is fine, and I'm just going to create. So here's the download. Here now you can see it in an Excel spreadsheet. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of this first row. So I'm going to right click and delete it because that's not going to be part of my data. Second thing, I'm going to select the top row here and bold it, make it a little bit easier. Now here's a nice Excel trick. You select the second row, go up to Window and Freeze Panes. What that does now is it makes my top row stay where it is, which I find is very useful. So now if I was going to do a cost per conversion, I can just filter. Go to Data and filter by cost per conversion. Or click right here, choose one. I'm going to say it's greater than 0, and I'm going to do another one. It is less than, let's say, $5. And you can see, obviously, all of those were zeros, so that doesn't really work. So we're going to clear the filter, and you're going to see everything again. But that's how you would do that. Now what we can do is take these search terms, So let's say I've done that, and now the first 15 of them look good. I can just copy those and paste them right into AdWords Editor, and then change the match type to phrase or exact, depending on what I want to do.